Hey guys, and welcome back to another Mom Chat Mondays. If you're watching this, that means it's another first Monday of the month, and this Monday falls on April 1st, and you know what that means. It's the first of the month. So make sure your bills are paid if you're watching this, and if they're not, go ahead and pay them after you watch this video, okay?
I pay my bills are paid.
It is Easter today, and we're about to do our Easter festivities when I realized I hadn't filmed a Mom Chat Monday for you guys yet. Oops. Time is literally running away from me, y'all. So I'm going to do this a little bit differently than I usually do. I'm going to be doing my makeup as we chat. You know, motherhood is all about multitasking. So I am not any kind of makeup guru or anything of that sort. I do my makeup pretty simply. It usually takes me about 10 minutes. I'm not going to do a full-on beat. I'm just going to do my regular kind of everyday makeup. And these are all the products I use. I focus mainly on skincare, and right now on my face, all I have is lotion and some sunscreen. I use Supergoop for my sunscreen. I usually either use the watery lotion with 50 SPF, or if I'm doing makeup, I use the Glow Screen that has 40% at 40 SPF. So today I'm going to be using the Glow Screen. But anyway, let's get started. Do we want to have more kids? The short answer, oh, this is done. Ooh, this looks like a chocolate drop, this new one. Tasty. Anyway, do we want to have more kids? The short answer is yes. Will we have more kids? That's more of a long answer. Kids aren't cheap, and I'm not even talking about just the monetary costs that come with them. There's also an emotional and time cost that comes with them. And let me tell you what I mean by that. When you have kids, it's literally like you're wearing your heart outside of your body. You are the strongest, yet the most vulnerable you will ever be. Strong because your kids give you a sense of, like, I don't know, protection mode, but they're also your weak spot. Your kryptonite, if you will. Like, the mere idea of any harm coming to them can send you into an emotional spiral. Now, imagine that times however many kids you decide to have. That's a lot of weak spots. So that's the emotional side to it. The time cost is that no matter how many kids you have, there will always be forever only 24 hours in a day. So you have to start prioritizing what's most important to you, which is why you guys already know I quit my job, because it was just taking up too much time that I wanted to devote to my kids. And yet, here I am, the day still runs away from me, and I still feel like I don't devote enough time to each child. Like, the mom guilt, I think, is forever, no matter what you do, which is unfortunate, but I also feel like the best mothers have the most mom guilt. So I guess it's par for the course, but between that and just like the daily household duties, I often feel like I haven't given each kid the time they deserve. And like, God forbid one of your kids are sick or doesn't fall into the normal child category, that comes with even more time you have to devote to that child. So you have to really think about the cost of time. Will adding another child negatively affect the time I spend with the children I already have? And that is sort of the limbo that we're in right now. Maeve is 8 months old, and I am just now starting to find a rhythm. But there are still a lot of days where I am completely overwhelmed, and Brody will be like, do you want to add another child to this chaos? And it's a beautiful chaos, don't get me wrong. But I just feel in my heart truly that we are not done having kids. Like, I have this ache in my gut that we are meant to have at least 3 kids. Babe, Brody was like, no, definitely not. He just heard. God is still working on him, okay? He's still working on his heart. And the reason for that is that I am the third born in my family. And I just can't imagine if my parents stopped at my brother and my sister and the world was robbed of my presence. How sad would that be? But then I remember growing up how I was always left out of things. Like, my brother and sister were a team and I was always the odd man out. And that was up until my little sister was born and we became even numbers again. So part of me is also like, even numbers is best. So if we have a third, then we have to have a fourth. But like, 4, that's like a slippery slope. That's a lot of kids. And with how overwhelmed I'm feeling, Right now, these other kids would have to come later. Like once Maeve and Declan are a little bit more independent, which is kind of sad because I wanted all my kids to be somewhat close in age. But I do think, like, me and my little sister, like, I'm close with both my sisters, but me and my little sister have a different kind of relationship, and she's 6.5 years younger than me. So maybe being close in age doesn't determine that they'll be close later on. But the more pressing problem is that I am 33. I always said I was going to be done having kids by the time I was 35. So adding another one or even two more with that math, the math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing. Like, it is starting to get a little bit dicey on that math. Like, I can't even say that's girl math. That's like no math at all. I don't think this is a tutorial because I kind of suck at doing my makeup some days. It hits, and some days I'm just like, ooh, what is that? I am also currently on a health journey. If you follow me on Instagram, you see that I've been working out pretty consistently since the new year. At least 5 days a week I'm working out, and I've been eating really well. And this weight loss thing is, oh my God, it is so hard. It is so hard. Like, I'm trying my best, but like the pounds ain't falling off like I want them to fall off. But you know, it's more about the consistency of it all and not necessarily about losing the pounds, because I do see a physical difference. Like when I look in the mirror, I definitely see like my muscles are more prominent than they were ever, and my hernia is starting to get closed, so that's good. But I say all that to say I want to get down to my pre-pregnancy and pre-COVID weight, because I do think the reason I had gestational diabetes this time around with Maeve's pregnancy is because I started at a higher weight than I did before. My high-risk doctor did say that age is just as much of a factor with gestational diabetes as is weight, so there's that age thing again. But regardless of whether or not we have more kids, I just want to get healthy again. And not to say I'm not healthy now, I just feel I've never been this big before, and I just feel uncomfortable in my body. So that's a work in progress. But back to the numbers. Now that it's just my sisters and I since my brother passed away, I do see how 3 is a nice number as well, because contrary to before where we would split up into teams, like my brother, my older brother, and my sister, and then me and my little sister for things, now that there's only 3 of us, we have to work out issues. And it's funny how when 2 of us are arguing, the odd one out automatically kind of takes the role of referee or just like sits it out. So it's never like a gang up. At least I don't feel that way. My sisters might have a different approach, but typically one person would be like, hey guys, like, let's chill. So like that triangulation, like you have to work it out when there's 3. There's not a fallback of let's break into teams and like have this group against this group, if you understand what I'm saying. And that sister that's the odd man out, like that plays the referee role, will usually also kick in like an icebreaker later on to kind of break the tension, and then we just move on from whatever the issue is. So I like how that works a lot. But whatever the case may be, I'm just happy I wasn't an only child, and with that I'm happy I didn't make Declan an only child, because he was this close to being one. As you already know from my Declan pregnancy journey video, I had a miscarriage before Declan's pregnancy, and then Declan's pregnancy was really hard for me. So I just thought pregnancy was not my portion, and having one child was good enough because I could never do the whole pregnancy thing again. And the love that I felt for Declan when I gave birth, I didn't think I had enough room in my heart for another child. Like, it would be unfair to that child. But a good friend of mine said, your heart will grow. And she was absolutely right, because my heart has grown tenfold, and I can't imagine our lives without Maeve in it. Like, she brightens up everything. She is such a beautiful baby inside and out. So I can't imagine life without her. But it goes back to the reason why I'm happy I wasn't an only child, and hopefully Declan and Maeve and the future kids will be happy they're not only children, is because sometimes parents be tripping, okay? And it's nice to be able to text your siblings and be like, mom and dad be tripping. Like, did you hear what they said? And like feed off of them and bounce ideas off of them because they know exactly what you're going through because they know these crazy people. And even now that we're getting older, it's nice to be able to have siblings to talk to kind of work out what we're going to do with them in the future when they get elderly. It's nice to not have to deal with that on your own, not just like the monetary cost, but more of the emotional weight that comes with it. It's nice to just be able to kind of like commiserate and be like, I don't know if this is making sense, but it's nice just to be able to be like, okay, like let's talk about mom, what's going on with mom, let's talk about dad, like what are we going to do with them, how are they feeling, like it's nice to have other people to talk to about that. If you were the only child and you had to deal with that on your own, it's kind of a lot. And that's not to say we don't have a plan for ourselves in the future. Like, we don't expect our kids to take care of us when we're older. Like, that's not why we had kids. We didn't have them as insurance policies for our elder years. But like I said, it's more about having someone else to help share the emotional weight of all that. So I typically don't wear eyeliner or mascara because I hate the process of taking it off at the end of the day. It just takes forever with the smudging. But it's a holiday. Let me go a little crazy with a little mascara. I can't talk through this because my mouth needs to be open. Well, I said I can't talk through it, and now look, I'm talking through it. So I guess it is possible. So I'm going to be using blushes from Juvia's Place. I found these at Ulta, and they were so pigmented, and I hear good things. So I'm wearing a light blue dress today, so I think I'm going to go with this one. And it's just really pretty pinks here that I really like. So I'm going to kind of mix the two. So who knows if we're going to have more kids. I'm really trying to enjoy all of the first year milestones with Maeve, like the crawling, the teeth, the walking, all that good stuff, because I don't know if it'll be the last time I'll get to experience those. And even like all of Declan's milestones now, like potty training and just all the little things. I'm really trying to live in the moment because you really never know when is the last time you're going to get to do something. Like Declan showers now. He doesn't take a bath. I don't know why that's making me emotional. But I was thinking about when was the last time he took a bath. And if we knew that was going to be the last time he was going to be taking a bath. It's like random little things. I'm just like, you need to live in the moment because you just never know when the last time is going to be the last time you're going to do something. So if we don't have more kids, I just don't want any, not regrets, but any like, oh, I didn't get the opportunity to do this, or I didn't live this enough, if you know what I mean. And we're really lucky to have a boy and a girl. Like, we have the best of both worlds, which is great. And it's funny because every time I tell someone I have a boy and a girl, they're like, oh, you must be done. It's perfect. I'm like, no, like my heart still feels like we're missing something. We're missing someone. We're missing someone. But time will tell, and we'll see if God blesses us with another little person to join our family. And if he doesn't, then this is what it was meant to be, and I'm perfectly fine with that too. Okay, I am now done. Hey, I like this. I recently did my braids by myself, so don't judge. But it took me 3 days, 6 hours each day, because I have kids. So anyway, let me know in the comments if you have multiples or one or none, and your reasoning or thought process behind that, or any advice that you could give me. Also, let me know if you like the style of me doing my makeup as we chat. It definitely helped me kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram and TikTok while we still have it. And I'll see you on another Mom Chat Mondays. Happy Easter. Bye.